Hey, it's Michelle Brown. I want to thank you for joining me. We're going to make a set of 4 cards. Love at First Sigh is the sentiment I used on the front. It says love at first sight. And we've got beautiful colors here. I've got the red, the real red, and I used white on embossing on that. Then you've got the Melon Mambo. That's got silver embossing on it. And then we're going to go on to the Sweet Sugar Plum. That's got copper. That one I think is my favorite. And then we've got the Pink Pirouette, and I put gold embossing on that one. And then the words At First Sigh are in white. And we use these 2 stamp sets. The Greatest Greetings, I took At First Sigh, but it says love, so we're going to have to cover that up. And we're going to use that die, and that's from Sunshine Wishes. And the flower came from You've Got This. And there's about what how we're gonna do it. Now I pre-cut the dies, the love from black cardstock, and I'm going to stack 2 of them together. So I cut 8. So basically we're just going to glue these 2 together, then we're going to cover them with glossy accents. So we want to do this first so they have time to dry. They take, it takes about maybe 2 hours or a little longer just to be safe for that glossy accents to dry, because you can put your fingerprints in it or just smudge it right off. And I found the easiest way to do this is to put it on the sticky notes there. I just kind of tore them in half. Then you have a handle to hold on to the little die there. So we're just going to cover the whole thing, and also you want to be careful that you don't put any bubbles in it. There, I sped it up a little bit so you didn't cut it out so you don't have to see the whole thing. And when it's clear, that's pretty much when it's dry. Now we're stamping the whole thing there. See, I set it up on the Misty. Now this one's got the copper. I'm going to put the copper embossing powder on there. I stamped it, of course, with the Versamark. And we're only going to put that on the flower, of course. And I did use the embossing buddy, which sometimes I forget. And then we're going to put the white on the words At First Sigh. I don't know that I would suggest doing this, but you have to be real careful so you don't mix your 2 colors of embossing powder. And there you see the words still showed up. I'm not sure how I messed that up, but I did. And if it does, you just, like I showed you, you just brush it off. And now we're heat setting it. You see it, how it melted it? That copper is so beautiful. And then that's in white At First Sigh. And that one is the Sweet Sugar Plum, and that's the copper embossing. The flowers in copper. And then here's the Melon Mambo, that's got the silver. And then Real Red has all white. And then that's your Pink Pirouette, and that has the gold embossing. Turned out so cute. And they're pretty simple to make. And now the inside, we're going to put You Are Loved a Lot and a butterfly. And again, I'm using the Misty. And I moved it over to the 1-inch spot. So each time I put the different card on there, I put it right at the 1-inch spot. And then it'll stamp it in the same exact spot. And I'm using the black VersaFine ink. So ink that up, stamp it. And if it doesn't completely stamp, you can put the ink back on there, ink it back up, and stamp it again on the same card if it didn't turn out. But that one turned out great. And I did all 4 cards. Now I'm going to do some splattering, and this is a watercolor. It's called Fine Tech. They're very glittery watercolor paint. So I added a little bit of water, well, quite a bit of water actually, into the little pot there, and got some and put it on the block, and now I'm just splattering it on each one of the cards. And now I'm drying them all. I did all of them. And now we're going to put, now that they're dry, I had to wait a little bit to make sure they were dry, and glue each one of our love die cuts on. Place something on there to make sure it dries nice and flat. And then I'm putting these white iridescent sequins I picked up from the craft store. They're from Darris. I got a whole little bag of them, and they were $1 or less. Gluing those down with the multi-medium mat. And now I'm going to put some Whisper white organza ribbon. It's about 5/8 inch wide. And I cut these into strips about 13 inches, I think, long. You know, to put it wrap it around the card. I didn't glue it down or anything. You could glue them if you wanted to glue the knots in place. But once they're on there, they, for me, they didn't seem to move, so I didn't glue them down. I'm going to cut all the rest of the pieces. And the ribbon is such a nice little touch to the side there. And it's a very flat card. It's, there's no levels to it. There's no other pieces that go on it. So it's a pretty simple card. Like I said, it has, embossing on it, which makes it just beautiful. And I do think that copper one's my favorite on the sugar plum. It really turned out pretty. So you've got the white ribbon, you've got the white speckles, you've got the white iridescent sequins on there. And then the word is in black. Love. We made our own little shiny, thick, that makes it all thick. Love on each one of them. Now just trim each one of those up. And that's pretty much it. These were pretty simple. And you could use these, you could not put At First Sigh on the bottom. You could change the words to something else. You could write Happy Mother's Day on them. These could be thank you cards. You take the love, not use the love at all, and make thank you cards with them, Mother's Day cards, birthday cards, whatever you want to do with them. Pretty simple. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Join me for more tutorials. And all the products that are used in this video are linked below in the description box. And of course, they're on my blog too. Thanks for watching again.